What's up, dudes, lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. My name is John, and today we're doing a video where the ban list is out. We got the new ban list. We know it is. I already made a video on it. If you want to watch that, you can. But this is more a video talking about what the ban list missed and what this new format is kind of looking like it's going to be without the things, or with just the general movements of these cards. If you don't know, just really quickly going over what happened on this newest ban list. Firewall Dragon is now completely banned. It was earlier at 1. This card was promoting a ton of FTK slash insane boards that now it cannot do. Really happy for that. Everybody thought Firewall was ban list proof, just because it had it was one of the main characters' boss monsters in the show, but Konami throws that out the window and finally says, yeah, you know what, it's time. It's time to hit Firewall. It's been a problem for too long. Then we have Armageddon Knight going to 1. So this card is like the best starter card in like the Dark Warrior decks, sending your malicious and just getting your play started there. And there's just too many good generic dark monsters that work in Grave that Armageddon Knight can abuse. So he goes down to 1 to hit the consistency of that deck there. Then we have Destiny Hero Malicious going down to 2. So Destiny Hero Malicious specials 2 copies of itself usually when you get it into the grave. So now that ceiling is lowered to only being able to special 1, making it probably not unplayable, but you probably just won't play it because it's 1 free summon instead of 2. And I don't know if that's worth. I mean, maybe it's worth just because Isolde is so powerful and it still helps you make Isolde, but its power is literally cut in half here, and I'm just not sure it's worth the trouble. I think it definitely is a good hit. It's still playable, but it's not great. I don't know. It's a weird middle line. And then we see A Assault Core, Cosmo Dark Destroyer, and Called by the Grave all coming off the list. A Assault Core coming off the list because Firewall is now banned, where that ABC FTK is not even available anymore. So they said, all right, ABCs, you can play again. Cosmo Dark Destroyer finally unlimited. When it went to 1, or when it went to 2, it didn't matter. When it comes to 3, it doesn't matter. It's like Apocalypse Fork Towers almost. The deck's so power crept that it can't really do a ton anyway. And then Call by the Grave. Yeah, now that those combo decks, the Dark Warrior combo decks, are gone, or any Firewall abusing deck is gone, Call by the Grave can definitely come back. So the question is, with these 6 movements, what are we missing here? What's the problems, right? So whenever you get a ban list, you always look at what were the top decks when the ban list came out? Did they help balance things out? That's what you want. That's what we all want. We want a format where we have 10 decks and you honestly couldn't even tell me which deck is the best deck. You know what I mean? We want a format where literally there's 10 decks and they all get 3 top slots in a YCS, and literally the top 30 slots are just 10 decks divided to 3, and you're literally I couldn't tell you what the best deck was. They're all just as good. They all just have different matchups, and it's crazy. That's the dream. And to try and get closer to that dream, you try and hit the decks that are at the top and hopefully can bring everything closer together, at least those top tier decks closer together. So in the last format, it was mostly Dark Warrior and the Dark Danger, Goki, Link Spam decks with Firewall, and you also had Sky Striker. Those were the 2 defined best decks. And Sky Striker here is untouched. Sky Striker completely untouched on this ban list, and I think a lot of people are going to have a problem with that because Sky Striker at this point have been around for months, almost half a year now. Sky Strikers have been kind of ruling the metagame, and even if they haven't been the defined number 1 the entire time, they have been top 2 pretty much the entire time. And they got a little hit earlier, but it didn't really seem to curb the deck at all. So I think people were looking for here maybe Engage to get hit, because even if Ray gets hit or that consistency goes up, but you still Ray gets hit or Drones gets hit to take away your monsters, or at least consistency in getting your monsters. You still have 3 Engage and Rhoda. You have 4 search cards for Ray, and we have 3 right now, so that's 7 plus the 1. You have 8. You have 8 monsters, which is a pretty good amount. You're gonna have a monster on almost most of your turns, most of your duels. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't even know what you'd hit because all you can really do for Sky Strikers is like hit their consistency. Maybe you could hit Widow Anchor down to 2 to like curb their ceiling. Well, but their ceiling's already so low that that's just punted. That's just messed up. Like their ceiling, like, Widow Anchor is a great card, but it's like their only disruption, really. So other than like hand traps, so like you can't do that to them. Oh my God, with the notifications. So yeah, I think Sky Striker is missed here. They should have hit something. I don't know. Probably engaged 2. Just another little hit to hurt consistency. That's what you need to do is make a deck like that that's like crazy consistent and does what it does every duel. You need to hit that consistency. You need to go after that. So yeah, that's probably the first thing, is that Sky Striker now is like kind of looks like the defined, clearly best deck going forward. Then we have Altergeist. Altergeist, again, have never been touched on the ban list. Same thing as Trickstars. Both decks really never, like, for the actual Trickstar and Altergeist cards, never been in. I mean, we saw Scapegoat could hit, which is an inadvertent hit to Trickstars, as well as, like, Terraforming to 2. Like, but those are such small hits. What I wanted to see here is I wanted to see Trickstar Reincarnation go to 1 to set us up for when Caribbean comes out. Just because Caribbean is such a powerful card. It gives so much like actual versatility to Trickstars and helping cover up some of their weaknesses, that if they do get better because of that card, you can drop Reincarnation, because Reincarnation is just wrong, and then it allows you to get free wins when you don't really deserve them. There are some win conditions that are like, dang, that's so powerful, but like literally just banishing your opponent's entire hand and then not allowing them to draw is literally like, it's just wrong. It's worse than Gumblar, at which is another point. Gumblar should be on this list, because even if those link spam decks don't have Firewall, they can still just make a strong link board with Gumblar and Gumblar you for 4, or whatever, however many they can Gumblar you for in that situation. But like still, they can just still build a strong link board, and you just don't have many resources to out it, which is tough regardless. So Gumblar definitely should have been on here. That's like the biggest complaint, I think. Because I think Sky Striker is a healthy deck. I think it's a deck that promotes like interaction, and interactive like dueling situation. It promotes like knowing your deck, being actually skilled at your deck, because it is not a deck that you can just pick up and then already run away with. Like you don't just learn the combo and go. You need to know the deck. You need to know how to play the deck. So I think it's a healthy deck. I just think when decks have been around for a while, it just starts getting hate from the players that don't play it. And so I think the overall consensus will be that Sky Striker should have been hit. But I don't necessarily think it should have. But Gumblar needs to go, because the fact that you can still get Gumblar means that these link decks might not be entirely gone. I mean, we saw Goki before they even played Dark Warriors, and they could make these just crazy link boards, and they just might be able to do that with Gumblar now. Like, forget Firewall. Well, I don't know if they'll be able to extra link, but just Gumblar. Like, if you can just Gumblar and then your opponent has 3 cards to deal with your entire board, like, good luck. Like, the resources game is already won at that point. So Gumblar definitely should have been on here. And Altergeist, we saw it in the OCG, like, Multifear got hit to 2. The problem is, Altergeist is already a tier 2 deck. You see it get like 1 or 2 top cut slots at YCS is like, it's not really that big of a threat, so I'm not worried about it. And that's why I think it and Trickstar still dodge the ban list, is because like they're not making a huge impact in the TCG, so they're like, whatever, like we'll let it go. But like regardless, a win condition like Reincarnation should not exist. And I don't know. I don't think Altergeists are that broken. I think they're fine. I know some people would want them to get hit, but I think they're fine, for real. Thunder Dragons are kind of like immune to the ban list here, just because they're still very new. They're from the newest set, like a month old at this point. We weren't expecting them to get hit, but they are one of those decks that are close to tier 1. People, I don't know what you do. Like, if you want to kill the deck, like, hit Colossus to 1. I don't even know if that kills the deck completely, because I guess you can still just make Colossus Titan boards, but you can't make double Colossus Titan boards. So if your opponent has only one way to remove one removal, they can just remove your Colossus and then they can search. So there's your problem there. You're just very fragile and you can't like reestablish boards super easily. Honestly, I don't know if there's that much else. Keep in mind, guys, the next update says no earlier than January 21st. So if the format is so bad as Savage Strike is coming out, and they don't, but I don't think they'd release it before Savage Strike, so they'll probably wait till Savage Strike and see if Savage Strike can morph the meta in a positive sense, and then they'll see what they need to hit. It just doesn't make sense to hit it before Savage Strike, so we'll see there. So we do have a good 2 months until then, almost 2 months there. So like, I don't know, I think this is fine. I think the healthier decks are here. Other than Gumblar, I think everything that got hit should have been hit. And yeah, with Firewall being hit, that deck is like curbed so much. I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what the deck can do without Firewall, but still having Gumblar. How easy it is to do that Gumblar and how impactful that can still be for them. So that's pretty much it. It's just like the Sky Striker should have been hit, maybe. It's just the format's looking like the same, but like drop Goki, drop like Dark Warrior, Goki decks. Like I don't know. They definitely are not the best deck anymore, but they may still be like pretty good just because if they can do that Gumblar situation. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you play Goki or Dark Warrior and losing Firewall, obviously it hurts, and Armageddon Knight and Malicious, obviously it hurts, but can the deck still Gumblar for 4 going first and just win that way? Is that enough? Let me know what you think. And yeah, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. If you like this video, subscribe for more. I swore I saw Card of Destruction on here. I'm going crazy. It's not. It's down here. If you like this video, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content in the future from your boy. And I'm going to get the hell out of here, boys. Thank you so much.